To present the honor.
Also, I'm still a secretary, but that's a good sign. Thank you. The event is dedicated to the sports. I'd like to dedicate my speech also to Russia-India Sports Cooperation. As you know, last year was the brightest sports event in Russia and world football history, FIFA World Cup 2018, which attracted the record amount of Indian guests coming to Russia. As this summer Russia was the top tourist destination for Indian tourists, and thanks to Indian journalists also this World Cup was labeled as the best in FIFA history. What lessons could be given by this event? The first lesson is the equality in sports. Every startup team can be the top team, as it was with Croatia, for example, and we can also be proud of the surprisingly good result for Russia, which for the first time in more than 30 years reached a quarter-final. Another lesson made by this amazing tournament was that openness in the sports, openness by the country hosting these events made history change. As Russia, a country, as you know, many times blackmailed and labeled negative way by most Western media, was a surprise for many Western, Eastern Indian and also Indian tourists who met very warm hospitality, who met Russia as it is, who interacted with our people, who saw how new and fresh our cities are, receiving these guests and receiving these tournaments, hosting these tournaments. I think that Russia-India sports cooperation can be boosted, and is not only about hosting Indian guests at our international championship, such as Formula 1 2019 this year, or Winter University in Krasnoyarsk starting this March. We welcome Indian guests to these events. But it's also about training Indian athletes in Russia. We welcome Indian athletes, Indian even cricket players, football players, as we know that in this field you have very bright results in Asian Games, to train and fine-tune their crafts in Russia, their skills in Russia. So, as you know, there are already many bright personal stories of knowledge about Russian sports made by the Indian citizens. Last year, Miss Anali Kambodge, inhabitant of Chandigarh, took part in a program sponsored by Gazprom of making trips to Russia to see which achievements we had for World Cup FIFA 2018. She visited Moscow, St. Petersburg. She saw how these stadiums and other facilities for hosting guests were made. She saw the spirit of the Russian people receiving this championship and wrote a book, a journey from Mahali to St. Petersburg, which was published here in India and could be bought at many shops here. We welcome Indian kids for the same trips, for many workshops held in Russia, including your school. Like the next opportunity for this workshop could be a nut workshop by famous Russian artist Anisimov. I'll relay the further information to your school. The most important thing that though we are not all the sportsmen here, we are all